Hello everyone and welcome to the channel.
Now our normals here and you guys at home really loved it when we did it last time, so let's see if myself and the food team can change your thinking on food again. A store cupboard ingredient that we think you should have in your cupboard. What is it?
This is fridge cold, shop bought gnocchi.
Yeah, what's gnocchi?
Gnocchi is potato and flour. Could be classed as a pasta.
Or a potato dumpling.
Potato dumpling of sorts.
So it's Italian.
Yeah.
Boiled, when it floats to the top, toss it through a sauce or then pan fry it once it's boiled, and you've got countless gnocchi dishes. Why don't we just rethink what mashed potato is and use gnocchi?
You can't, what you're saying, remash it back into potato, what?
If you're cooking midweek and you need mashed potato, why don't you cheat with gnocchi? Dish please. If you're going to go to the effort of making a base to a pie like a shepherd's pie, a cottage pie, or my personal favourite fish pie, you can celebrate using seasonal ingredients, you can make a quick base, and then rather than having to peel potatoes, chop potatoes, boil potatoes, drain potatoes, mash potatoes, season potatoes, and add in dairy, you just open a bag of gnocchi, toss it with some salt, pepper and cheese and scatter it.
And then oven bake it?
Yeah.
So completely different, but actually, it's almost like you've got home-style potatoes.
So here it's absorbed some of the moisture from the fish pie and it's gone crispy on top as well.
What's the texture like?
Well, what are the best bits of a mashed potato topping?
The crispy bits around the outside.
Yeah, and the bits when it's got a pattern on top, and that pattern gets really crispy.
Like with a fork or whether you pipe it? Yeah.
This now is like you've got so much more surface area on each bit, and because the flour gets inside, it gets even more golden. But the bottom is mashed potato-y.
It's a huge cheat, and we always talk about scratch cooking being super important. You can't just live off ready meals and takeaways and stuff like that. But here, you've got the best of both worlds. You cheat your way to scratch cooking by just cheating the laborious bit, which is the preparation of the mashed potatoes. But instead, you can focus on a fish pie or a cottage pie or a shepherd's pie base, and that can be something that changes quite seasonally depending on what you've got. They're available everywhere. All we're suggesting is step outside of the boiled Italian box and think about where else you could use it. Pan-fried in patatas bravas, or gratinated with some cheese and herbs on top of any kind of humble pie, fish being my favourite. Mixing it up, we've flipped it around. Number 2, you're going to start with the finished dish.
Oh, what?
Taste it, enjoy it.
That's a,
See if you can guess.
That's a finished dish.
See if you can guess what's unique about it.
Oh, that's a big spoonful.
Oh, damn, that is good.
Cheers.
Cheers. Whoa. It's like smooth chocolate pudding.
A very simple chocolate ganache pot, but it is that kind of silky, creamy, rich,
That is so
indulgent.
smooth.
What are we looking at here, though?
It's made with not many ingredients, but which one do we think you should always have in your store cupboard?
That's in this dish.
Yes.
Chocolate.
No. I mean, yes, it's always good to have chocolate on hand and always buy the best you can afford, know where it comes from.
Cream.
No.
Milk.
No.
No.
Oh, damn.
Well, what's the pot? What is this? What is it?
How many ingredients are in this?
3.
3.
Yogurt.
No.
It's so
Delicious.
thick and smooth. No, do not apologise, but it's so like...
3 ingredients.
3 ingredients.
You could put that pudding in a shampoo advert, it's that glossy.
One of which is dark chocolate.
Okay.
About 70%. One of which is Kahlua. So it is a coffee liqueur. So it has a slight sweetness, but it also has that coffee essence. I mean, I think everyone should have a cupboard full of different liqueurs because it's essential. But that's not what we're looking at. Third ingredient is silken tofu.
What?
And that is why we flipped it round, because we feared that if you looked at tofu first, you wouldn't taste what you tasted. What you tasted was a delicious, creamy, inverted commas, chocolate ganache pot.
I don't even know what that tastes like out of the carton.
I thought it was like a condensed milk sort of thing.
Is it? No, it's not, Barry. It's a big old wedge of tofu.
So traditionally it would be served either breakfast style, it can be served in a broth, but it has lots of uses.
I see, it's look.
Is it sweet at all?
Not really. I mean, it's naturally made from soybeans, but it's not particularly sweet. It's incredibly savoury, I would say.
doesn't taste of a lot, but it does taste very subtly savoury and beany. So what have you done to that? Have you...
Tipped it out of the carton into a food processor, blended it with some Kahlua and added in some milk chocolate.
And that's that?
Yeah.
Whoa.
Okay. You've piqued my interest. But where else would I use it? What is it a substitute for?
So that carton is shelf stable and ambient, so it's a really good thing to have in your store cupboard. It lasts a long time. And then you can use it as a cream substitute because it gives you the same creaminess. So we have mixed this with chocolate and Kahlua and you get an instant dessert that will take you literally no longer than about 2 minutes to throw together. Or you blend it up and you can use it to cook where you would have cream.
It's really low in fat as well, in consideration.
Protein mostly, yeah.
Yeah, vegetable proteins.
And I love this idea of having this fail-safe contingency dessert that you can throw together at no moment's notice, or use it as a substitute for cream in cooking.
You have got me, Ebbers. That's really quite impressive.
You wouldn't want to boil it like you wouldn't yogurt.
Yeah.
But to loosen, to kind
Gotcha.
of reduce and to make a creamy sauce, it absolutely works.
So this is silken tofu. What is silken tofu? Is tofu?
It just means it hasn't been compressed. So if you remember when we made tofu all that time ago in the DIY kit, we actually had to press it down and leave a weight on it to push out the moisture. Basically, it hasn't had too much pressing.
It's a fail-safe, I think. Where I would use it is that last-minute thickener, because I don't regularly buy cream. Cream is not on my shopping list, and I always come to need it. Wow. Okay.
Has your mind been blown? Can we give up here, or do we have to do 2 more?
You got a wow.
I got a wow.
Yeah, you wowed me. You've wowed me. That's really good. That's really cool.
Good job. Number 3.
He's really messing with the format by putting me in again.
He wants another wow, that's why.
Yeah,
He's on a roll.
You're gonna have to work doubly hard for it now.
You've had a finished dish. Now you can have a store cupboard ingredient. Lift the cloche on number 3.
It's all over the place.
You know those as well.
I do know these. I think. Yes.
What are they?
These are capers. Confession time with Mike. I have a jar of these that has been with me through 3 house moves. So I need this.
So we've established that it's a good store cupboard ingredient because of their shelf life. You won't be wasting them. So why do you not use them or not like them? I'm guessing.
No, I love them, but I always forget to use them. I always think capers through like a creamy mayonnaise. It's so basic.
Oh, right, yeah.
Like something like that. And maybe I'd tip a jar into like a bolognese or something. I don't know. Like that.
Right, I'm a citrusy, fishy pasta dish.
Yeah. Like I know they taste great and I know what they taste like. I guess don't have enough inspiration and knowledge as which to use them.
So the caper berry, you're right, is a very small thing, although you can get the larger ones. The caper berries as opposed to capers, I think you'd find on a jar of these. They are generally quite salty, quite acidic, and they are perfect to give a zingy lift to some dishes that have quite a lot of fat to them. As an example, great with pasta, olive oil, and maybe tinned tuna with some garlic, some chopped tomato through it, and a few capers. But that generally is where people stop using them. And what they are is 2/3 of your seasoning triangle done for you. They are the salty and the acidic. So if you use them, you can basically add a huge wow to so many different dishes if you use it as a seasoning. Would you like to see some examples?
Yes, please, Ebbers. Right. So,
Plate of midweek cooking, right?
well, you know, I mean, unless these have a spinach and Popeye style transformation quality where I eat them and I'm able to cook and plate food that looks like this, I think I've got to get that far before then learning how to use these.
It is a wonderful pigeon dish.
Of course it is.
And we want to demonstrate the use of capers in 3 different places. 1, dry them off, because they usually come in a brine, and then fry them.
Ooh.
And they open up like buds, like flowers, and they become crispy, give you an extra texture and a pop of what we know to be salty and vinegary. Wonderful over a salad.
They are delicious. Wait.
A little bit of hot oil, dry them off first, then fry them, and they literally open up and they'll crisp up slightly, and you get that pop of flavour, which is delicious on any salad.
I can achieve that. I can fry some capers off and put them on top of stuff. Easy.
Try the little blob of puree. Little bit fancy in the sense we've bothered to puree it.
A little bit.
But what it is the combination of 2 ingredients. Sultanas,
Yeah.
or raisins,
Oh.
and capers. So you soak the sultanas to rehydrate them, then drain them off and blend them up. And that sweet
amazing.
completes the triangle. You
wanna
then
try
have
that?
sweet, salty and sour.
Do you like raisins? Oh, yeah. Put a dig in my dinner, why don't you?
Oh, whoa! Again, I only associate using capers with fishy food. Suddenly, you can make it work with that. That's amazing.
This is absolutely delicious, this.
And then I think in the middle,
Is it kidney beans and capers?
honey, capers, olives, and pickled onion. And that combination is kind of a French kind of dressing thing,
Right.
which is just phenomenal with rich meats.
This whole thing tastes like a proper restaurant.
Yeah.
Sounds chefy, but actually really simple and something you already have in your kitchen at home and have had for many years.
I'll definitely fry, because they do anything you can put on top. I keep on saying it, but top of vegetables and salads to make them interesting is a godsend.
And I know we always say it, but eggs as well. Like lots of egg dishes would benefit from some fried capers
Yeah.
on top of a
Well.
poached egg, on top of a bit of toast, and it's just really, really lovely.
Good, nice, I like it. Thanks for the inspo, Ebbers. These fried things are absolutely delicious.
Fab, in which case, number 4. Baz, you're back in.
Yep.
This time you're starting with the dish.
Oh, okay. See what you've done here.
He's just keeping us on our toes.
That is a hefty Porsche. Okay. Wow. Looks and smells like a smoky beanie stew.
Any guesses from visuals alone before you dig in?
I see what I think are beans, corn, lentils. Let's see pulses.
I mean, it might typically be served with flatbread, could be served with rice.
I see beef. What is that? I want to say it's a beef chilli, but there's very little beef in it, if any. But I see that. What's that?
I'm going to go with any.
What's that? It's got meat in it.
Pork and beans.
I don't really know what it is, if I'm honest.
Is it nice?
It's absolutely delicious. It's beautifully spiced, really warming.
What is it, like tomato-y, or like, is it tangy, is it baked beanie, is it, what does it taste like?
You know what? I think you've hit it. It tastes a bit like a chili con carne mixed with a tin of baked beans.
So it's not beef, neither is it pork, it's lamb. So it's kind of a really, really cheat take on lamb keema. It's
I
made
don't know what it is.
with 3 ingredients.
No, that's where you're wrong. There's more than 3 ingredients in this. Right, I've got a pulse that's crunchy, almost nutty. Yep, don't know what that is.
Oh, for goodness sake.
3 ingredients.
No, there's not. There's more than 3 ingredients in there, Ben. Tomato, lamb,
Bombay mix.
What?
as in the crisps.
Bombay mix?
Bag of that.
Oh, right, yeah, so you got nuts, peas, crisps,
Oh, that's what all those little bits of texture are.
lentils, sultanas. Oh my God, it's got everything in it, which
And
is why...
all of your spicing, perfectly balanced, and the salt and the little bit of sugar occasionally, and you get all combined. It's literally a bag of that, lamb mince fried off, tin of tomatoes, and some water. Now, we are not saying that everyone should go and have a bag of this in their cupboard, although personally I love the stuff
I
just
would
to snack
eat it
on.
non-stop, so...
But pick ingredients that can go into many places that already has so much of the hard work done.
That is that's it. So all of the flavour comes from the Bombay mix in
Yeah.
that dish. So salt, pepper as well.
No, they're really salted and they've got a slight sweetness to them.
Oh. In tasting that, it didn't give me Indian vibes like a Bombay mix does. Because of the tomato and the lamb, I was confused about where it was from or what it was. But suddenly using the same technique of trying to find something that has already been spiced, adding it to something wet that can soak up all that flavour.
Anything I cook that has tin tomatoes, which is the bulk of what I cook anyway, I could chuck those in.
I've got some twiglets lying around that I could throw into a stew somewhere.
Make everything taste of Marmite.
Do you know what the twiglets would be lovely in? Mac and cheese.
What's it?
You could have a Bombay mix mac and cheese, or cauliflower cheese would be absolutely
Yeah.
delicious. And it's giving you all the spice, all the different textures, the legumes, the fattiness.
It was in the a 20-minute battle where I used the crispy onions in the duck ragu. Did the same thing, used the flour coated crispy onions to thicken the sauce and get the sweetness of the onions. That is sensational.
That's ridiculous. I'm going to do that. You think of a 3-ingredient dish,
It's
and
one
you
of the,
don't
no.
think that.
You know, you've got all the seasoning and crunch there. You could always blend it up and use it to panne fish in kind of like a curried fish panne. You could always stir it through a looser, like white bechamel cheese sauce and put it over cauliflower for like cauliflower cheese that's curried like Bombay mix style.
Very rarely in these episodes do I walk away with a full-blown recipe lodged in my mind. No, two full-blown recipes lodged in my mind that I could go away and I definitely will cook that again. That's a bit of a game changer.
It's just dangerous having it in your cupboard because I will be eating that every time I enter the kitchen.
Every time you crack open a beer, there is nothing better than a cold beer and a little ramekin of Bombay mix.
Double trouble. I try and avoid the beer first.
Well, over to you guys. Which of those 4 store-covered ingredients might you start adopting and using in your cooking?
Also, if you like this video, then make sure you like it because we need to know if we should be making more of these sort of dishes.
And for more chef hacks and tips like this, whilst getting your dinner on the table, go and check out our Sidekick app. It's free for 30 days, and we recommend the best way of getting full use is by completing what we call the Sidekick Challenge. 3 recipes in just 30 days. It'll blow your mind.
I feel like we might be calling some sort of like, we might be offending somebody.
Oh, we always do, don't we?
Oh, it's a fish pie.
Yeah, it is.
Celia won't mind.
It's a traditional Italian fish pie.